Three-way swivels, guys, a staple. You've got to know how to use these. They've got to be part of your terminal tackle arsenal. There's a lot of different presentations where you can use a three-way swivel. It's going to help avoid line twist. It's going to prevent rigs from tangling. It makes it easy to rig. You don't need any crimps. That's an advantage of a three-way swivel over something like a swivel sleeve. Okay, you literally can just tie a knot and boom, you're good to go. Highliner, fishing gear, and tackle, they range in size from 1.0 to 5.0, so there's certainly a three-way swivel, often called a triangle swivel, for whatever application you're looking for. I wanted to share with you a couple ways that we fish these. Okay, a couple of the rigs that we use with these Highliner three-way swivels. The first and foremost, or I should say the first and likely the most popular for everyone, is basically a single hook rig. Here's my running line, okay? Just work with me here. Here's my running line coming from my rod, whatever it is that I'm fishing, whatever top shot or leader, and it's tied using an improved clinch knot to one side of the triangle swivel, of the three-way swivel, right there. That's my running line. Off the next branch is my actual leader with my hook. In this particular case, short piece 100-pound mono with a 9.0 circle hook. This section, this leader, this tag, whatever you want to call it, can be as short or as long as you would like to make it, okay? Sometimes guys will fish these rigs for mutton snapper with really long leaders, 40, 50 feet long, okay, coming right off of that three-way swivel. Sometimes they'll fish them short, okay, and you can drag a bait or even a lure off of here. The bottom eye of the three-way swivel, the final eye, coming right off the bottom, you can see right there is the lead. You can see it swinging back and forth, right? There's the lead. The lead sits on the bottom. The bait's out here. My running line is up here. And look at that rig. Practically impossible for it to get tangled. Okay, a nice clean presentation. I could always swap this out, any one of these branches if I need to. This is often a lighter line to the lead, so if the lead gets hung in the bottom, it'll break off and you won't essentially lose your whole rig. Worse yet, you won't lose a fish, or I should say better yet, if you're hooked up to a fish like a black grouper, he gets the lead hung in the bottom, you'll lose the lead, but you're not gonna lose the grouper. So big advantage there. That is likely the most popular way right here to fish a three-way swivel, okay? And again, countless variations depending on what application, what size three-way, but the logic, the system is the same that you're looking at right here, okay? There it is. Now, another way to use a three-way swivel is on something like a high-low rig for a deep drop rig, okay? And you can do this with, I don't know, you could do it with 2 hooks, you could do it with up to 5 hooks, you know, it's completely up to you. So we're gonna tie this one using 100-pound, good for tile fish, deep water groupers. Okay, we'll tie one of the branches on, improved clinch knot, nothing more than that. Cinch it down, inspect it, looks perfect, okay, trim it, real clean right to the edge, but make sure you trim it after you cinch that knot down, okay? So there's no slippage. There's the first branch right there. We'll say we wanted 18 inches or so. Cut that. Small little loop knot onto a circle hook, 9.0 circle hook. I'm just gonna tie a small loop right here. Doesn't need to be a loop knot, but I like that circle hook to have a little freedom of movement. So it's cinched. Let me trim it, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And there it is right there. Just a very small loop knot. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Little loop knot holding that circle hook on. And that's one of the branches right off the three-way swivel. Next, I'm going to tie, I don't know, we'll call it 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet or so, 3 or 4 feet. We'll go to another eye in that three-way swivel using the same improved clinch knot. Look, this is not complicated. You only need to know a couple of knots. Just know them right. Make sure you do them right. Moisten it, cinch it down, inspect it, trim it. Boom, good to go. So here's the other section right here, 3 or 4 feet. I'm gonna tie another 3-way swivel right there. It's kind of fun, right? I mean, a lot of variations here, a lot of options. Moisten it, cinch it, trim it, inspect it, same story. Make sure your knots are perfect. 1 weak link here and your entire rig is toast. All right, so we've got a 3-way swivel up here. We've got about 4 feet a leader. We've got a 3-way swivel on the bottom, an 18-inch branch coming off the trunk. We're gonna cut another about 18-inch branch for the top. This goes to another eye in that top 3-way swivel. This is like one of the most basic staple rigs, but it's just so deadly effective, okay, that it's still in use today after all of these years. It's really that effective. There's our branch. Let's tie our hook on. Same thing, small little loop knot on that circle hook just to give it plenty of freedom of movement. Okay, plenty of movement. There, cinch down, nice little loop knot. Let's trim that. Okay, beautiful, now looks great. And then from here, so you could see the rig is starting to take shape, right? Starting to take shape. We've got our 3-way swivel up here. We've got a branch coming off about 18 inches with a hook right here. Here's that top 3-way swivel. Then we've got about 4 feet of leader to the bottom 3-way swivel. Here's a branch coming off about 18 inches with a hook. And now we're gonna tie another length off the bottom. This is where our sinker is gonna be. And depending on what we're fishing for, this line on the bottom holding the lead on can be as long or as short as you would like it to suspend that hook if need be. There we go. Another improved clinch knot. Cinch that down. Looks perfect. Okay, and we're just gonna borrow this bank sinker right here just to get that out of the way. Show you what we're doing. We're gonna come to this bottom piece. We'll tie a loop in it. I like to, tie a loop in that rig. This is the most primitive, easy, high-low, deep drop rig. Okay, and the reason for that loop is it makes it easy to swap out leads. Maybe you drop down 20 ounces isn't enough, you need 32, whatever it is, right? With 2 pounds, 5 pounds, whatever. Okay, so there it is. We're gonna start at the bottom one more time. Here's our lead on the bottom, coming off a 3-way swivel. There's the bottom of the rig right there. Here's the hook, 9/0 circle hook, 3-way swivel right there. Working our way up. We've got another 3-way swivel with the other hook, and now we're just gonna tie another branch. I don't want to say a branch, another length of that same 100-pound. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is tie it to the remaining eye, because I don't want to tie my running line to the top of that 3-way swivel. That kind of defeats the purpose. Let's cinch that down. Good. Trim it, and then we're going to finish it off with a brass crane swivel. Okay, right up on the top. Now, a lot of swivels in here because that rig's going to be turning a lot. The lead's going to be spinning. Fish are going to be twisting the rig. And there we go. I don't want to destroy my rig. So I incorporated a number of swivels. So here's the final rig. We did it. We have a brass crane swivel, 200-pound Highliner brass crane swivel up at the top. We have a 100-pound mono to a 3/0 3-way swivel right there. There's our hook, 4 feet away. Here's our lead. There's our hook. So I know I'm getting kind of far away, but work with me. Here's my rig, 6 or 7 feet long, high-low rig, hook down on the bottom, near the bottom, another hook suspended a few feet up off the bottom. Absolutely deadly for deep water tile fish, groupers, queen snappers, barrel fish, black belly rosefish, and who knows what else you may catch down there in the deep. So a couple of different ways that we use these three-way swivels. Make sure you've got these in your arsenal. Highliner is offering these in 5 packs, in 100 packs. And like I said, there's a full range from 1.0 to 5.0. So rig right, stay tight. I'll see you on the water.